Dicebreaker, where today Maddie and I are doing something that we're really excited about.
Yes!
We've been excited for days, weeks in fact. Well, it's been a while. Anyway, you probably guessed from the title and the thumbnail and whatever that we're making a map for a dungeon today. What? I mean,
so cool.
Okay, well, the map is pre-made, and then Maddie is going to be going through it as if she's an adventuring party, but still, it's a map that we've made. So, well, Dicebreaker map number 1 is also available for Dicebreaker Plus members. You can go ahead, if you're a Dicebreaker Plus member, and go and download that now. You should be able to now. If there's a problem with it, let us know.
If you enjoy watching me maybe die in this dungeon and want to put your players through that, check it out.
You can. You absolutely can. And as an extra fun thing, if you find that you're not very good at making dungeon maps and whatever, we're going to take you through some of the steps that we've gone through to make this map. And maybe you'll be like, oh, those suck. And if you think that, fine. But
they
still.
Don't, because I'm going to have loads of fun and I just know it.
But even if that is the case, there's still a bunch of like handy tips that you can take away if you want to go away and make a dungeon. Like maybe you want to make a one-shot for your group that is just like it's just a one-shot. It doesn't mean anything. You can go away and make one yourself.
Dungeons are just fun.
Dungeons are fun.
Especially if you're playing something like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Dungeons are a part of the name.
Exactly. It can be Dungeons and Dragons. It can be any RPG you want.
I play a lot of Dungeons and OSE. Love it.
Yeah.
Always looking to make a dungeon.
Exactly. So just let us know if any of these help you out. But first, I guess we're going to go through a few of the things that Maddie and I both really enjoy about dungeons, or think are important when you're making a dungeon, or having your characters play in a dungeon. So let's start with consequences. So something that we both quite like, we've discussed, is that if your party is like making a noise in a certain part of a dungeon, and you have other... They will be. Like, if your characters are just like doing some heavy RP and just arguing with each other or whatever, then guess what? Other creatures. We assume you have other creatures in this dungeon.
Yeah, like if the Lich Lord is hanging out in his like little tower, and all the people are downstairs in his front room, being like, "This doormat's ugly. I hate it," and he's like,
he's gonna be upset about that.
Come downstairs and say something, or all of his little minions have been killed. He's probably going to barricade the door or prepare in some way.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, you got to give him a chance to defend himself.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, like make them, more than two-dimensional monsters. Make them react to what's happening. Consequences are fun.
Consequences. Your actions have consequences. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So,
I guess just goes to PR.
Yeah. To PR opportunities.
Wow.
Yeah, no, like, we love networking.
Network in your dungeon.
Exactly. There also should be some ample like roleplay opportunities for your players as well.
Give them a chime to make that noise.
Yeah. What is the instigator for the noise? Is it some kind of fun little plant that's actually like a dog? I don't know.
I love that.
Right? A little dog plant? They're like, beautiful. Put it in there.
Sweeney.
Put it in there. I will put it in this dungeon for you, Maddie. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to be in there now, dog plant. So yeah, like, if your players want to like, discuss something or like figure something out, let them do it in character. There's going to be a lot of stuff for them to like mull over.
It's very fun. If you've picked to be a smart wizard, let them have that opportunity. Yeah. And also it's a fun way to break up fighting and stuff, because as much as I love combat, I still really want to enjoy roleplay like after those moments and kind of around it. And
sometimes even during. I love some over the shoulder, just like, oh hey, do you think you can maybe take care of this guy over here? Blah blah.
It's so fun.
Or what if? Oh my god, I figured it out. This thing is this thing. Jinkies.
Destroy it.
Please, for the love of God.
You can just you can throw. You can have a room which is more of a roleplay opportunity. Like just throw in like loads of really ugly paintings things or something,
Yeah.
then like instantly they just got to chat about it.
Yeah.
There's not much to do.
No.
It's just an ugly room.
They're going to be like, oh, look at these uggos. And then you'll be like, that's rude of you to
That's
say.
rude. That was a painting of me. Wow.
That is my mum. You know what? You're instantly killed. Sorry. I'm the Dungeon Master, is what it is.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Also, another thing that you in particular, Maddie, you brought this up and you love this. You love it. Is a table to roll on during the dungeon. So
this I feel like is a two-parter. Firstly, it's fun as a dungeon master just to have some tables to rely on, just to kind of mix things up, to have as a fallback. You know, if you're like, oh, okay, they need some more combat they're blasting through, let's like roll and have some more monsters. Or if you're like, I want to leave some random loot or like potions. Yeah. Tables are great.
Tables are great.
From a player side, I love rolling from tables.
Yeah, like, also, like, this might go without saying, but, like, make sure it's actually a table that you can roll things on. I've had a dungeon master before just be like, I was like, oh, so what other things could we have gotten if we rolled differently on the table? And he was like, it was all the same. I was like, how dare you?
Lie!
How dare you?
Let me have my lucky dip. That's what I want. Like, if I open a chest,
I want a tombola.
Yeah.
Please.
Or if I'm like looting like the little goblin corpse, like maybe just make me roll and see. Do I find like their necklace made of ears, or do I find their little pet cricket that they keep in a basket?
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's also going to be in this dungeon now. Hold me to it. Hold me to it.
I've already forgotten it. No, the dog plant.
Dog plant,
okay,
cricket, you keep in a basket. Yeah, me too, totally. Also, like, something that you should try to keep in mind when you're going forward with a dungeon is a theme. So, like, you might think that the theme is dungeon, which is fine. It can be, absolutely. Just like, oh, it's a big old tortury dungeon. Yeah. Great. Stone walls, sconces.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta have a sconce. Is it a dungeon if it hasn't got a sconce?
No, it's not fake.
No, fake dungeon. Dungeon, no. But yeah, like, if there's a theme, if there's like, you know, maybe there are like overgrown plants everywhere and there are like a bunch of like nature-oriented enemies and stuff like that. Maybe it's a watery dungeon where there are like certain opportunities where you can like drown. I don't know, opportunities where you can drown. I would thank you for the opportunity to drown. Thank you so much.
I appreciate the opportunity. I think again it kind of makes it easier for you as a dungeon master to get inspiration, because if you just have a dungeon where anything could be there, it's almost quite hard.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have a theme, you're like, okay, my theme's nature, like great, there could be like a big tree in the middle, and here there could be like an overgrown garden, and here there could be like a laboratory where they're experimenting with plants. Like you just instantly
all those off the top of your head. Very good.
I like a theme.
Very good. Yeah, a theme is good.
I have a theme, whereas if you told me to come up with stuff off the top of my head with no theme, I'd be like,
I don't know. Like another one that I like if you got a theme as well, it just gives you inspiration. Like immediately I was just like, okay, what if there's like a tree that has like boons that the characters can like pick off in the form of like fruit and stuff like that. And then like you've got this like nature is not only like about like bountiful fruit, it's about decay as well. So there's going to be like an area that's maybe this is going to be the second. Maybe this will be the second dungeon that we do. Okay, cool. All right, there we are. Ooh, sneak peek. But a theme is really good. Also, there should be some element of time pressure if you can. Depends on what like puzzles or like obstacles you put in place. But time pressure can make things very fun.
So fun and so stressful. Like
you love the stress.
The puzzles I remember most are the ones that we had to solve them under time pressure, like being in a sewer trying to get through a door and the water's rising, like that I will never forget because of the fear
in my heart.
Whereas I can't, you know, I don't usually remember puzzles just generally, whereas it makes it really dramatic. Yeah, it makes it really dramatic.
Walls closing in, water filling up, a certain number of rounds to complete things in. Like you just go into initiative if that would help make things a bit easier. Like it can really add an element of fun and terror to your dungeon.
And things usually do have a time pressure like that.
Yeah,
that's a dungeon thing.
That's a very dungeon thing. It's true. You can also, if you would like to, if this is maybe a part of a wider campaign, for example, throw in like a side quest. You know, like maybe if there's like a big bad, like we've said, like a lich. If there's a lich at the end, maybe this lich had like a treasure hoard. Maybe this is more of a dragon thing. Maybe if the dragon had a treasure hoard, and you like there's like, oh, there's one half of like a sword here. Well, let's go find the hilt or whatever, and like you reunite them.
It's fun. I mean, it just gives you something to work for, and if your players don't latch onto it, you can just write it off. Whereas if they're like, oh, we want to find this, you're like, sweet, that's like 5 sessions I've turned into something else that's not my main story campaign. And it's just fun as a player to be like, this dungeon is more than, again, just like this one
throwaway
layer. Like, this is like, if it's been abandoned for years, have multiple people come through here and claimed it. Like, what? You know, it's just fun to kind of bring it alive in different ways.
Yeah, and like, you're in charge of the story, so you can make it anything you want. And like, if you want it to be part of a wider campaign, like if you want it to be like the twist at the end where you're like, oh, this is supposed to be like a one-shot, but wait a minute, whoa, it's actually tying into the wider campaign. That's fun.
That's the ideal one-shot. Yeah. It's like, this was actually a year long.
Yeah, haha. Like, lie to your players, lie to them.
They love it.
Yeah, they do. Official D&D correspondence. Yeah, so like, if you hear the farm machine in the background, we're really sorry. It just keeps happening.
It's horrible building work.
Yeah, they were doing maintenance downstairs, and we were like, finally, it's over, and now it's over there now. Yeah.
This building.
Great. Love that. So also, make sure that you make puzzles for the player characters instead of just like intelligence checks or something.
Yeah.
Because like it's. I feel I'm really proud if I manage to guess it. I really like it.
I never play intelligence-based characters, which says a lot about me.
I'm trying right now, and it's really hard.
Really hard. I played one artificer, and they're smarts, but not your usual smarts.
Yeah, I get that.
So, but I still like solving puzzles. That's one of the things I, as a person, am actually usually leading in our group, despite being dumb in many other ways.
That's not true, but shit.
No, trust me.
No.
So it's fun to be able to, rather than just the players like making intelligence checks. I as a player want to engage, even if I'm playing like a bard or someone who's a little dumb.
Yeah, little dumb guy, you know, like a little dumb bard guy.
They want to solve puzzles too. Okay?
Yeah, they want to feel smart, and then you want everyone to be like, "Whoa, I can't believe you did that," and then you're like, "Thank you." So like if you just make it more than a check if possible, and then also we've got have fun little silly rooms. Like
this is big for me. Our DM always just does like fun little rooms. Like sometimes there'll be combat, and sometimes there'll just be something fun. Like again, like we had plant pots, and we had to plant seeds in them, and they each grew into like a different flower. And that sounds so random and dumb, but we absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Just be like, what flower am I gonna be?
Whoa!
Ooh, it's a purple flower.
What does that mean? It's crazy.
Just stuff like that. Again, it just kind of breaks things up and kind of just add some whimsy if that's something you want to do.
Add some whimsy if you'd like.
I love whimsy.
Yeah. Now that we've done that, we've gone through our points.
We're going to put it all together. We're going to go through the dungeon map that we prepared, so that if you want to run it, then you know exactly what goes on in it, blah, blah. But also so that we can like attribute like our little notes to it and say like, oh, this is what's happening here. You'll see. So Maddie is going to go ahead and like go through this dungeon as if she's an adventuring party. Yeah. So what I suggest is that you have like a little dwarf cleric. Yeah. You have like an elven rogue or something. Perfect.
Human fighter.
Ideal.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Cleric, rogue, and a fighter.
Yeah, that's the gang.
Let's do this.
That's the gang.
Do it.
And also, here you go. This is a little, nope. There we go. Ha-ha!
Ooh.
A D20 for you. There we are. This is, I backed the Critical Role Kickstarter, and I haven't, what Wills keeps referring to it as something rude and unseemly, but we know what it is, and it's Critical Role dice. Thank you. So you can roll stuff on there. Yes. I see you're charging. Very good. Oh, I do know it. So let's get straight into the dungeon. All right. So, oh God, the farm machine. Your party will be descending into a chamber. Ooh. Like, as they descend, it's super dark. They hear light drips echo. They hear a fire alarm. The party descends into a chamber. They hear light drips echoing around this dank, dark space. Every noise seems to cause a light din as it echoes in the distance. Your characters are probably going to need dark vision if they want to.
Yes.
If they want to like see adequately in this space, which your elf will. Human no.
Yes. Yeah.
Dwarf, yes.
Yeah?
Dwarf, yes. Halflings, no. But we haven't got a halfling here. I feel like halflings should, but that's a story for another day. Yeah. So, as you head in, you will see that there is ornate script written on a door that is ahead of you as you've descended into this chamber. Yeah, if you'd like to take a closer look at that.
Yeah. Can I read the script? Does anyone in my party recognize it?
Well, that is a good question. If there's a dwarf, yes, they will.
Yes, my dwarf cleric.
Your dwarf cleric does recognize this as dwarvish. And they can read that it says, "You may keep what riches you find, but a great danger is sealed within. Escaping with your life is a greater reward still." That's what they read there.
I've already got drama and I haven't even entered.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, drama on the doorstep, let's go.
Yes.
So you have drama on the doorstep.
Yes, I love that instantly.
Yeah. Instant drama. We love to see it.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited. There's risk, reward, everything.
Absolutely. All right. So, yeah, there's a huge ornate door that is blocking your path if you would like to head in.
Yeah, I probably check for traps, then try and open it, and if it's locked, then try and pick the lock.
If you check for traps, go ahead and roll. We're just adding like arbitrary numbers. That's a 16.
Right, 16, I thought.
You've got a rogue in your party. They've got expertise. Yeah, absolutely. You can tell immediately that there are no traps on this door.
Sweet.
I mean, yeah, with that, I guess, strikes you as odd, seeing as it's telling you that there are great riches within, but there are no traps on this door.
I feel like it's like, yeah, come on in.
Come on in.
If you dare.
Ah! And you do.
And I do dare.
Yeah, I
dare
assume.
to enter.
So yeah, you go to open the door and you realize it is in fact locked. So yeah, it's sealing something within, but it's also welcoming you inside. You think once again, what is this?
Yes,
so you do a cheeky little lockpick?
Yes.
You do a cheeky little roll? All right, that is a 3. So no.
I'd probably try and force the door, break the lock.
Yeah,
that kind of thing would work.
It was a DC 15, so yeah, if you force it, you're gonna need to make a strength check.
Come on, fighter.
Come on, fighter.
14.
14. Yeah, that's gonna work.
My strength.
Plus your strength.
Yes, I'm a strength-based fighter.
Yeah, let's definitely say that. Technically, that would only get you up to, well, we'll say you do athletics, and then that'll give you a little bit more. Yeah, it's you get in because it's like a DC 20, because this is a strong door.
Yeah, that's
but you got a strong friend with you. So yeah, if that were to fail, and if you have a cleric, well, not a cleric, clerics don't have this spell, wizards do, and bards do. If you have the knock spell, that will work as well. But the thing is with the knock spell is that I think it's within like 300 feet, everyone's alerted when you use that.
Except never use it in a dungeon.
Yeah, never use it in a dungeon. Absolutely
Unless
not.
you want to cause drama.
You want to cause drama if you want those consequences to come into play.
Yes, which I do.
Yeah, we do. But so unless you want consequences, don't use the knock spell. So yeah, you kind of force the door open. It kind of like chunks itself open. With a heavy creak, and then it hits the walls of the corridor in front of you with a loud reverberating clang. So what I've got written here is that you're gonna need a marching order from now on.
Yes. I'd probably cast Dancing Lights as the cleric.
Love that.
And then have the fighter, the cleric, and then the rogue.
Fighter, cleric, rogue.
Well, the rogue should go first.
You want the rogue to go first?
No. Fighter, rogue, cleric.
So you have a marching order. Great. That comes in handy. So...
Oh, no.
Don't worry about it. This corridor is paved with muddy, crumbling dirt. Obviously, it hasn't been disturbed in a number of years. Now, here's the thing. You've got a cleric in your party. Yeah. They probably have a pretty good perception. But I'm going to ask you to just, roll a perception check.
Let's see.
That's a 16. Another 16. Wow. Okay. So yeah, if your character has if one of the characters has a passive perception of 15, or they roll really well on a perception check, if you choose to do that, they will notice that the walls aren't just crumbling; they are shifting. They are moving.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's right.
My rogue would get a dagger and try and
boop, boop.
poke around.
Poke around?
Yeah, poke around the wall.
Rogue poking around?
Possibly.
Doing what they do?
A little poke. Yeah.
Cool, cheeky little poke. Great. Yeah, as the rogue reaches out and starts fiddling along with the walls, fiddling. Get classic rogue fiddle. Yeah. I think that a massive, meaty, muddy claw like grabs onto the rogue's arm as they start fiddling around, and this is where you would probably roll initiative because as there's 6 mudmen, the six mudmen oozing out from the walls as the entrance slams shut. Yeah, and they attack you as soon as you head through. If nobody does anything to the walls, by the way, when the last person goes to exit this room, they're going to feel something grab them. It's a little grabby time. Yeah, so about 6 mudmen have emerged from the walls. Is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, I'd probably just fight them. Yeah. Rogue them, and cleric. Support everybody nicely.
Love that. Love that. Like, so that's absolutely fair. You can like, you take these guys down, but you probably take like a good chunk of damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's fine. But another possible, if you have like maybe you have like a bard or something, maybe they try and talk to them. If they do a persuasion check, maybe saying like, hey, we're here to take down whatever bad stuff is in here, and they pass a persuasion check, then they'll meld back into the walls.
Ooh,
and they will leave you be. Because, like, yeah, that's a cheeky little roleplay opportunity to be like, hey, buds, it's fine. Don't worry about us.
We don't have to fight.
We don't.
We can work things out.
Why can't we just, love? Why can't we love each other?
Just love. No fighting.
Yeah, only love. That's it. Oh, you don't even have to roll. Done. Sorted. As you move along, assuming that you've survived this little encounter.
Like to think.
Yeah, we would love that. Let's just say, yes, you survive. As we go throughout this...
I'm taking a little tour, I'm touring the dungeon. Yeah,
exactly. You're taking your time, seeing the sights. You come across another little room. It's kind of, full disclosure, this is like a rest, like a safe space after you fought these little mudmen, before you move on into the caves. But also the room is lined with bookshelves, which might be interesting to some of your party.
Yeah, my cleric would definitely, while everyone else is like chilling out, bandaging up, my cleric would be like going through the book, seeing what there is, seeing if there's anything of value or interest. That's like could be fun if there's like something to tie into the quest or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Like at this point, you probably want to ask them to make an intelligence check, or no, an investigation check. Yeah. Let's go with an investigation check if you would like.
Okay.
Cheeky little investigation check.
16.
Another. Wow, we love a 16 here on the channel. I mean, you do actually. That's a very good roll. Yeah. So if you roll well, it's only DC 10. A lot of the DCs in this map are not. They're not extraordinary. Like to actively force your way into the cavern, into the dungeon itself. Like the DC 20 is like the highest check. To force your way in. Yeah. So if you do a pretty good check, which you did, you find a shield spell scroll, a hero's feast spell scroll, and a mass cure wound scroll.
Oh my god.
So like, I'm constantly worried that I'm going to TPK my party. Constantly worried. Yeah. So if you want to change these scrolls out for something else, feel free. Yeah. Like maybe there'll be something silly like a gaseous form or something. I don't know.
Gaseous form.
Yeah, like I mean that's less silly. That's actually quite effective. But like whatever you want it to be, they can find here.
But this is fun. It's a way of like making fights still hard, but without being like I'm instantly gonna kill them. Like just give them a fighting chance and
give them
feel comfortable that we're not gonna die.
Yeah, unless you've had a rough week and you just want to make people suffer.
Yeah, it's valid. It's fine.
It's up to you. It's a pandemic going on.
It's hard.
It's a hard time. So as they move ahead, they come across they open the door and they see that there is a corridor laid out in front of them that kind of goes ahead for a little ways and then takes a right turn. So it kind of just goes boop, boop. Yeah, and you will also notice that there are some weapons on the floor that seem to be rusty. That's what you see.
Suspicious.
Is it?
Yes.
Right.
I don't know. This just seems suspicious.
Okay, cool.
I don't trust the weapons. I would send my dancing lights through the corridor. If I don't light up any like monsters or slimes or whatever, then I'd probably just start walking in.
Cool. Yeah. No, there are no monsters as far as you can see.
Sweet.
Yep.
Fight a rogue cleric.
In you go.
I don't know.
Cool. I think as you're in there, yeah, I think your cleric would be able to make like a nature check on the rest.
Yeah, I want to check it out. I'm like, this is weird. 18.
Wow. These are good dice.
Yeah.
I hope that they do as well for me when we play Frostgrave later. Spoilers for what we're up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's definitely going to do it. It's a DC 15 nature check to figure out that this is not just rust. This is some russet mold that starts encroaching upon the PCs as they work to get some doors open. So as you turn the corner, you'll see that further down there is there's a door ahead of you, and there is a door that is like around the corner again. That once again we have a map, so you will be able to see what the deal is. But yeah, there's a door that will leads somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you're trying to figure out how to get these doors open. But as you work, I guess you would go into initiative again because the mold moves 5 feet each round.
Oh.
So it's going to start trying to feel its way towards you. So what would you...
The rogue is just like rattling the door trying to get through.
Which door do you go to? Do you go to the one straight ahead or do you go to the one to the left?
I think we go to the one to the left.
To the left. Okay, cool. As you try to like pull this open, you can see that there are no handles on these doors. Yeah, so that's not ideal. But if you were to roll a perception check for me.
4.
A 4. Now let's say that your cleric has proficiency. It's only a DC 10 perception check to figure out that there amongst the stuff on the floor, there are also some like a lever. There's like a lever for each door that would fit in quite nicely.
Yeah, have a good rummage around. Try and grab one, try and shove it in, and let me out.
So this is fine, but the thing is that because of the russet mold, you will have to go back into that to get these things. And the russet mold, it makes you take 3d4 poison damage, or half as much, on a DC 10 con save. Yeah, and you become poisoned if you fail it. So that's fun.
Like a couple of us are poisoned.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, roll me a general con save. Why not?
Okay. 15.
15's good.
Happy with that.
Yeah, your fighter's fine.
Yay.
Your cleric's probably fine. Maybe your rogue is poisoned.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Maybe your rogue is a little bit poisoned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you head through to the left door.
Yes, heading to the left.
Cool. So as you head and you open that door, you will see that there is a room. Yeah, it's just a pretty basic room, except for the fact that there is a statue in the middle of it with glowing eyes.
Glowing eyes.
Kind of just staring at you.
Move around and see if the eyes move.
Cool. You move around. The eyes. They're not following you per se. They're just kind of casting a protective glow.
I definitely have I thought my cleric would climb up there,
Climb on up,
climb on up, feel it over.
Filling up the statue.
Look in the eyes.
Cool. Yeah, you do. Let's see that. Yeah, this would be like an investigation check, probably, or perception. Either one. Probably be better for your cleric.
Yes, probably would be.
Yeah,
I'll stand back and perceive then.
Yeah, stand back and perceive. Feel free if you would like to. 4. This is a look.
It's a statue.
It's a statue. Yeah, it's a statue, and you figure, there's probably something interesting going on with it. Something you do notice, though, with like even a pretty low check, because it's been chasing you, the russet mole doesn't seem to be able to get past that point of entry.
Oh, sweet.
Which is nice for you.
That is very good.
Yeah, good.
I don't want to be poisoned, so...
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, so ahead of you, you have, let's take a look at this cheeky little map. You have like a walkway.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's a walkway, and you can see that on the other side of it, there is, yeah, there's another little room you can head through. I will say as well, we're not actually, this isn't how you would run this. This is
we're doing a little tour. Like,
this is just a little, just like a little peer into the map world. But yeah, it's a little walkway.
This is more like, running through, if you're reading through the adventure or something, yeah. Yeah,
this is just a little helping hand. I hope it helps. There's a walkway.
Yes. My rogue would probably walk up, like, Dane's little toe on the walkway, little toe, and then climb their way over.
Yeah, they head over. Yeah.
Sweet. Everyone else follow on.
Everyone follows on. Cool, amazing. As the fighter takes a step on,
oh no!
You realize that this is a fine walkway for maybe like one person at a time. Perhaps not more than one.
Oh.
So they both need to make a deck saving throw.
Ooh.
To not wobble off the edge of this thing.
Come on, guys.
So to crumblies.
That's an 18.
That's an 18.
And 16.
That is truly wild. Well, it's really good. It was only a DC 10 deck saving throw. So they both managed to avoid falling in to what you see are some well, it's a space below, but it's like 40. It's like a 40-foot drop, basically. So
I don't want to go down there.
You don't want that. So yeah, you realize now. Okay, let's just go one at a time.
Yes. After that, fighter backs up. Rogue goes across.
Yeah.
Fighter goes across. Cleric.
Love that. Love that. So yeah, the next section is like it's an area that's kind of like lacking anything distinct except for a very imposing door that has dwarven runes carved into it.
Oh, this feels big.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, I'm sure. Yeah.
For nothing, just walk straight by it.
It's all good. Also, your eyes are drawn to the door's lock, which is a regular-sized lock on a massive door.
Interesting.
If you... One of them could make an Arcana check if they wanted to.
Yeah, the cleric will make an Arcana check. Rogue is trying to be like, what are these runes mean? Not the rogue, which one's the cleric?
The dwarf.
The cleric is the dwarf.
Cleric dwarf,
so yeah. Just on the cleric then.
Cool, got it. Give it a go. 13. Love that. With easily, your cleric can figure out that this door is enchanted. So, so let's say you're you got a 13. Yeah, that probably takes you up to like a 15 or so. Yeah. If you reach the DC of 15, you can sense necromancy from the room itself.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Don't feel good about
womp,
this.
Womp.
Don't feel good. Yeah, because I mean, if I failed that, I probably would have cast Detect Magic anyway. So
true.
Don't feel great about that.
That's fine. That's fine.
But the rogue will try and pick the lock.
Cool. Rogue does their thing. You could try and roll it. This is
3.
It's a 3. That won't do it, and I can tell you that this is an unpickable lock.
Fair.
Okay.
It seems like a big door.
It's a big.
Keep it safe.
This is a big deal door. This is the BDD.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see.
Yeah. As you investigate this, you'll notice that you can hear like a gurgling and a rasping as 6 dwarven zombies, 3 from each side. There are 2 doors on either side of you. Well, walkways. They shamble their way into the area and fight your players.
No.
Rah, rah, rah. There they go. Fight time.
Turn undead. Zap, zap, zap.
Turn undead is very good.
All die.
Please die, please. You very easily are able to take care of these guys.
Nice.
Maybe when you turn undead, one of the dwarven zombies heads into the right-hand section. You hear like a...
Ooh. Yeah, after they're dead, I definitely go check that out.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Just to go laugh at whatever he's got himself up to.
What's he up to? What's this guy up to?
Doing?
You can see that the zombie has fallen into a pit of spikes.
Hey!
Yeah.
Supposed to be you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, knowing that there's like something going on in there, you would like if you just like ran in there like without any reason to suspect anything different, like you would have to make a DC 15 saving throw of the Dex variety to not fall into the pit of spikes. And you would take some piercing damage if that were the case.
That for me.
Yeah, but as you kind of like peer down into the pit of spikes, you can see that there is there's a staff and there's some armor.
Ooh. Rogue would definitely like hold my feet and then like hang down and try and grab all the stuff.
Love that. I would say that's pretty. The pit is 10 feet deep.
That's sweet. I was leaning over in. I haven't got arms that 10 feet. Yes, hold my feet and then I'll lean in.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If the fighter and the rogue. Yeah. Sure. It's a really tall rogue. It's a really tall rogue.
Yeah, I'm doing like that. Yeah. I was just like.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let them down, and then the fighter will also like lean down.
Yeah.
Them.
All three of them.
Or get a rope, or we'll try it.
I mean, look, ropes are ropes. You don't need them. Just make a ladder of yourselves, of your characters. Like, yeah,
fine.
I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can get in there and see that there is a staff of defense, which is pretty nice. I think it adds like 1 onto your AC or something.
Oh, nice.
Something like that. And you're having a look at the armor. That's just some armor.
Pop it on.
Why not?
Just for fun.
For funsies.
Pop it on.
You got some nice armor on you there.
It's feeling good.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Cute. It's a look.
Absolutely. Would you head across into the other?
Yeah, I think I'd go check the other place where the zombies came from.
Love that.
What is this?
What is that? Yeah, so it's a mine that you can see was clearly being worked on before it was seemingly hastily abandoned. There are things scattered around. There are still well, if you investigate.
Yes,
if you wouldn't mind.
I'm very intrigued. Colour me.
Ooh.
18.
Nice. I was like, oh no, you lost a 17 because it was also, but then you got an 18. So this is wild. I've never seen anyone roll this well. What is this?
I've rolled a couple of bad. On all my lockpicking checks, I rolled like a 3 and a 4.
This is true, yeah. But you know, one of them was impossible, so don't worry about it. But yeah, the party can find like 2d10s worth of precious stones that will fetch for around 50 gold each.
Ooh.
Or, once again, whatever you want, because this is just this is just a guide. Whatever you'd like.
Gems is very fun.
Yeah, exactly. So that you can guess this is probably what the door was talking about when it was like, yeah, you'll find some good stuff in here, but like also bad stuff.
I found some good and some bad, so
good.
Pretty accurate.
Take the good with the bad, yeah. Yeah, so basically you're in this room and you've got that big door, but you have no way to get into it right now.
Yeah, I think I'd probably run back the other way and go follow the corridor along this time and see if there's like something there that I might have missed that might give me a bit more information.
Lovely stuff. Yeah, so as you head through, this is weird, but as you head back, make me dex saving throws for each of your.
Okay.
each of the gang.
So it's fighter,
cleric,
rogue.
Cool. I'm gonna say with an 8. This is a weird dex check that is so weird. But your cleric is really clumsy and he hits the statue as he goes past. And the statue falls. It smashes, and in it you can find a corpse slayer rapier.
Ooh.
It glows. It's radiant.
I mean, definitely if I was doing this properly, I would have spent a lot more time with the statue. So
yeah,
that's fair. I would have tried to find what's glowing.
Yeah, sure.
Exciting.
No, you have look. We love some loot here.
Yeah.
We love a bit of loot. It's good stuff. Yeah, so you head back in as you try to go through. You go through the mold again.
Yeah.
You see,
running.
Yeah, you just
don't look at me. Don't get any mold.
Don't look at the mold. As you divert your eye contact from the mold, it doesn't hurt you because no, that's not true. Yeah, so you head through. And this time you head into what seem to be barracks, which you can put together with the zombie dwarves and the mining and whatnot. This probably would have been where the dwarves would have slept after they were mining for the day. So do you just go in and have a look at these barracks, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'd really like to search around, see if I can like find anything in any drawers, under pillows, just like have a little look around, be like,
cool.
I want to know what happened here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Well, I'll tell you more in the form of a diary that's on the it's on somebody's bed, just
perfect,
chilling. Yeah, So who's going to take a look at that?
We're the cleric, but that's not one. The other two are just
Cleric at this stage, MVP. Let's be fair. As they start reading this diary, they realize that there is like a presence over their shoulder as they're reading it, and like you can do a fun dwarf voice for this character, and there's just like, oh, did I really? Did I? Can't do a Scottish accent.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to do a Scottish accent? That's me every time with a dwarf.
This is why I do the NADPOD style of making my dwarves Russian.
Oh, I love that.
So let's go with a Russian dwarf this time. Did I really write like that?
Whoa!
Oh!
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
You're right.
It's a ghost. There's a little ghost looking over your shoulder. That's named Lomalug.
Lomalug.
I will keep getting this name wrong. He knows that this is his diary, but he doesn't remember a lot about writing the diary. He doesn't remember a lot about his time in here at all. So do you talk to Lomalug?
Yeah, I'd probably chat with him. Discuss like some of the stuff I found in the diary. Discuss like some of the things I've seen, like the mine and the big door, and see if he's got any thoughts, ideas.
Sure. When you press him, he'll be like, "Oh, I think I was in charge of like." The concealment of magical items in the dig site, ready for those who wish to take down the monster within.
Magical items concealed, monster within. I'm scared but excited.
Yeah, as you should be. When you're like, if you were like, what monster? He'll be like, I don't quite remember what monster it was, but something bad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Also, if you wanted to do an insight check on the diary, feel free. Doesn't make much of a difference. Roll in the dice, but that's a natural one.
I take this at total face value.
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine. The insight check is more in the diary than on Lomalug, because like Lomalug is pretty chill. Yeah.
Good luck.
But the diary itself, you wouldn't know this, but secrets. As you would, if you were to read towards the end of the diary, you will see that it's making less and less sense, becoming a bit more deranged. Your cleric could speak Dwarvish, so what they can read, is multiple mentions of like the power will be mine, or something to that effect. Something that's like fine.
Oh dear.
It's fine.
I feel like maybe you had something to do with the big monster.
What? That's crazy.
Wild.
Look, but that is all based on the insight check. Like, so you wouldn't know that. Because you would have been like, oh,
cool. Diary's cool.
It's rude to read people's diary and then you throw it away.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, as you like keep looking around this area, you'll see that there's also a pantry to the side.
Checking that out.
Yeah, you head on in.
Filling my pockets.
Lovely. You can see that there are like a bunch of like extra rations. There's water.
Nice.
There's ale, non-perishables that can be safely consumed by the party if they should need to. Short rest.
We haven't already had one.
Boom. Sounds good.
Rest pantry.
You can short rest here. You can take a long rest here if you want to. There are beds.
Ooh, yeah. We were really rough. Then
Yeah.
maybe we'd be like, all right, let's stay the night, do some watches, obviously.
Yeah.
Then. Fighting fit, ready for tomorrow.
Sounds good. But as you're in this pantry, you will see that there are also 4 wine skins that have labels written in Dwarvish. So there's a label written in Dwarvish. So your cleric can read it, and it says, "Do not touch property of Rusmag."
Probably ask Lomalug about that.
He'll be like, "Oh."
Can I drink this?
Lomalug will be like, "I don't know. It's up to you. I can't drink anymore. I can't have it. I'm a ghost. You know."
All right. I feel like Rogue would give it a little sip.
Rogue gives a little sip. Oh, well, do me a favor and roll a D10, Maddie.
Ooh.
It's a D10. Oh, God, it's loud. It's out. D10.
Yes.
Roll that D10, friend.
4.
A 4. Well, as you can tell, friends, this is the random roll table that we were talking about.
Yay!
So you have 4. You begin to vomit a swarm of angry insects.
Oh!
Yeah, so you cheeky little rogue. It's too cheeky in this instance. Don't
taste it. Yeah, don't recommend.
Yeah.
Feeling rough.
Yeah, like
feeling sad will curl up.
That's a shame.
Sad little ball from a short rest.
Sad little rogue. Sad little rogue.
Look at me.
And then Lomalug is like, wait, I remember now, Razmag, a jokester, yes.
I see.
A prank. I'm sorry for this terrible accent.
I love it.
So just trust me that it's better than any Scottish accent I would do. Okay, I'm sorry. But also something I'll tell you is that this table also has some good things on it.
Ooh.
So...
To be fair, like, if someone rolls on a table, I usually try and roll on the table, and every time I DM, if there's something to roll, my player's always like, oh, I'll also try and sniff up the swamp gas or whatever. Most recently.
Shit, it's the swamp gas?
Yeah, and they got some visions, and then they were all like, I want a vision, and they tried to bottle some, and I was like, okay.
No. You absolute...
Alright, let's try again. Let's roll on the
pain.
table.
Right, a 9, yeah. So with a 9, you're able to cast a random cantrip for 1d4 days.
Oh my god!
D4. It's one day, because I can't roll.
It's a really good day.
But yeah, random cantrip, just like, I don't know, come up with one that you want, or have a list of cantrips ready. It's up to you. But yeah, there's also, like, if you roll a 10, the potion gives you resistance to necrotic damage for 1d4 hours, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there are a variety of things here. So
I'll drink that one, but then realize it's random.
It's random. Oh, Rusmag or whatever his name is. He loves a trick. He loves a little jokey joke. He really does.
He's a fool.
Yeah.
I love him.
We do stand Rusmag. We wish he was here, but we have Lomalog, so it's what it is. Lomalug. I don't remember what he's called.
Guy.
Yeah, if you guy.
All right. Didn't have any ideas of how to get into the door. I'd have like a good search around.
Cheeky little search around. As you
his bunk or anything, you got any keys?
Any keys? Yeah, in his bunk there is a key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also notice that there is a kitchen that was being used before the dwarves were left. This room also looks like it was abandoned in a hurry. There's like moldy bread, rancid fish, spoiled food. But also seems like a cool place to make a cheeky hero's feast if you...
That's true.
Because you have a hero's feast.
Make our delicious hero's feast.
Delicious.
Clean up the kitchen.
Yeah.
Make our tasty feast.
Yum. Have that for the long rest or after the long rest. I don't know.
And then
here's breakfast.
Head back. Yeah, nice hearty breakfast.
Yeah.
We'll take our key.
Love that.
And we'll run back through the nasty rust boy mold and then get back to the door.
Cool. As you head back to the door, you find that the key does in fact work. Lomalug is like, whoa, weird that I had that.
Well, I mean, you kind of seem linked, Lomalug, but
wow.
We're not going to unpack that right now.
Yeah,
but we could for a fun roleplay opportunity.
Exactly. You definitely could. You could be like, Lomalug, cut the bull crap.
What is going on?
Tell us what you know.
What did you do?
Who are you? But your name isn't really Lomalug. He's like, no, it's called Lomalug. And you're like, shut up.
Hey, this goes. That's right, I love him.
He's a good guy. So, as you open the door, I have a little piece of creative writing I've done here that explains the situation.
Okay.
That you can read to your players or you can not. It's up to you. It's really dry in here. Though there were objections to working so close to a monster that was trapped years ago, this company of miners sought to do what hadn't been done before and delve far into the obsidian caves of the area. They were given strict instructions to never go past a certain point when they mined and adhered to them. However, one dwarf found the lure of the captive beast to be too great. Lumalug, which is literally not the name I had written about. Lumalug would be sleeping in the barracks of the caves when he would hear whispers calling to him, compelling him to investigate the being sealed away by dwarven metal and locks. He ventured up to the door, barring him from the unknown fiend within, and made a deal with it, hoping to take the power given and become a celebrated leader of the community rather than just another miner. Upon dabbling with his gifted power, he took more and more psychic damage and ended up having a breakdown. While trying to free this fiend, the other dwarves happened upon him and tried to stop him from freeing the fiend. His power proved too much for them, and he managed to open up the door. The fiend inside didn't try to get out when the door was finally unlocked. It merely grabbed its prey, desperate for sustenance, dragging Lumalug in. The surviving dwarves took this chance to lock him away too, swearing not to besmirch his name, but to make sure that no one else would meet the same end. In section 11, you can see that another adventurer has tried his best to best this place, but has failed miserably, falling into the spike pit and perishing. Yeah, so...
R.I.P.
Ripperoonie. Yes, that was a fun little anecdote at the end.
Cool.
Thank you. It's all right. Yeah. So basically, yeah, as you head in, you see this thing. It's a Daemagoth.
Oh!
Daemagoth Titan.
I don't like that.
No, hang on. Let me find it for you.
I don't like what I see.
No. Oh,
I'm
hang
sure.
on. Yeah, you don't like what you see. I'll show you after.
I'm scared.
It's a Daemagoth Titan. It's a big, basically looks like the Grim Reaper, but it's a huge, gigantic Titan. Yeah, technically it is like gigantic, but it's been trapped into this in the small room, and let's say it's shrunk down a little bit because it's been desperate for sustenance.
Hungry.
Yeah, it's so hungry. Yeah, it's been sealed away to keep it from those who might try to make a pact with it, like Lumalug did. It's been kept alive by the sorrow of those coming to mourn the lives of those who were lost to the dig. Sad. Yeah, when you enter, Lumalug finds his skeleton there. He was once bound to the Titan, having been gifted Abidalzim's horrid wilting spell, which is a really fun spell. It's like 8th level, and it takes people out. But yeah, every time he would use a spell, he would take psychic damage, because that's how the Daemagoth Titan's pact works, is that you can use a spell, this gift, but it will affect you negatively with psychic damage.
So you could make a pact.
Yeah. You could make a pact with this thing. This thing is here. You can fight it.
An option.
But you could also make a pact with it. And definitely when it's below 50 HP, it's going to try and convince you to do exactly that.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Consequences, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, so the other dwarves saw that Lumalug had made a pact, and they fought to trap him and the Daemagoth into the locked room. His suffering sustained the Daemagoth until he eventually died, and it's been feeding on the remnants of this suffering and the mourning of visitors ever since. So that's fun. It's a fun little...
Cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Now, look, this is not the real thing. Like, you can make this really dramatic for your for your players.
I'm doing like the behind-the-scenes tour of Disneyland is what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a small world.
Yeah.
After all.
And I'm behind all the little pieces moving. I'm looking at the cogs.
Yeah, you didn't notice that there are 3 little Welsh kids up on the moon, but there are. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Of course.
Yeah.
People love the moon.
We love the moon, gang. Yeah. We really do. So yeah, this is big bad for your party to fight, and you know, they may survive, they may not, they may make a pact with the Titan, and that's another.
Options.
Like we said, that is a like a side quest thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe they want to get this quest removed. Maybe you have to, I don't know, fight this PC. I don't know. Anything you want, really.
Fun thing.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it thank you, Maddie, for taking on my cheeky little dungeon.
For taking me through. This has been so
fun.
fun.
I'm glad you liked it. This is not, once again, this is a very truncated version, but like, yeah, but
this is you telling me about this really cool dungeon you've done.
Thank you.
Know, and now I can steal it and use it as well.
Yeah, as can you, Dicebreaker Plus members.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a member of Dicebreaker Plus. You can download this PDF now. I think it's a PDF. And you can use it for one-shots. And you also have like the information section that will be provided with it. But yeah, if you would like to see us make another dungeon for you, maybe we'll do the nature one.
Some themes, yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're like, oh, I want this kind of dungeon, but I don't want to make it myself, put it in the comments, and we'll probably like take a look at it. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe Maddie will do it. Wheels will do it. Maybe we'll all collaborate on it, and it'll be great. But just let us know. And also, if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe if you hadn't. If you wanted to, that'd be pretty cool.
So many more other cool videos.
Yeah, exactly.
All this content just waiting for you.
Just waiting for you, right here on Dicebreaker. The YouTube channel you're currently watching. Also, yeah, that's us. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it, we'd really appreciate that.
Nice.
If you want to be able to download this fun little map, why not join Dicebreaker Plus? There's a join button right below that you can click on, and look, we're not gonna. If you want to join, just for now, to just grab this and run away. Fine, that's fine. We won't judge you. But at the same time, you can check out a whole backlog of so many cool videos that are like tabletop adjacent, but maybe also not directly to do with tabletop. Just a bunch of fun stuff that
a load of really fun things that are also coming out.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many things coming out.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things in the pipeline.
Yeah, it's very exciting. As well as that, why don't you head over to dicebreaker.com if you want more tabletop stuff specifically in a written format, because we've got a bunch of contributors and our staff writers who put together a bunch of wonderful articles, and it's good stuff, gang.
It's great stuff.
It's
all
good
the
stuff.
News, all the up-to-date things.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking me through a wonderful dungeon.
All right, thanks.
And most importantly, have a lovely day. Bye.